Part of becoming the best version of yourself includes regaining control of your life. That's both mentally and physically, also financially. So today, we're talking about budgets. Budgeting can seem scary to some people. I think the term gets misused a lot, and people don't fully understand what it means to budget. So let me first explain what I'm talking about. What I'm going to be talking about is telling your money where it goes. That's every dollar that comes in. You need to be in control of your spending and where that money is going so that it can work for you and you can build up a little nest egg for yourself and tell your money where to go. The best, easiest, and simplest way to do this is going to be what's called a zero balance budget. Now, I first heard about this term from Dave Ramsey, who I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with. I'll go ahead and put a link down below to his site. He's got a lot of good information on personal finance and specifically budgeting that I do like. I believe he's also got an app that makes it really easy. It's Every Dollar, I think is what it's called. So you guys can go ahead and take a look at that as a resource for you. But today what I'm going to kind of break down is what a zero balance budget is. It's very simple. Basically what you're doing is you want to take the money that you have coming in and you put it on a spreadsheet or you go through an app or something like that and you break down your expenses. So at the beginning of the month, hey, I got this much money coming in. And then below that, you're going to take your expenses, whether it's a rent or a mortgage, electricity, you're going to kind of figure out an average for that, phone bills, all these things are going to break down, and you can do it in different sections. So on my budget, I've got kind of living expenses as far as my mortgage, my utility bills, my phone, some of those sort of things all in one section. I've got a line for gas in another section and car maintenance. I've got fitness dues, so automatic withdrawal from a gym membership. I've got automatic withdrawal from streaming services I use, that sort of thing. And that's kind of all on one side. And then on the other side I have food. I've got a grocery budget. I've got a dining out budget. I've got a personal supply budget. My wife, she gets her hair done every once in a while and a couple other things. And so I've got a line for that so that I know I've got money set aside for that. As we work on down, we get to the fun section with blow money. We've got a date night budget. We've got just money that you can just blow for whatever reason, just kind of on a whim. If you feel like buying something, we've got it in the budget for that. And then all the way down at the bottom, we have some obligations. So for my business, I've got some automatic payments for some services that that I use to host my sites and that sort of thing. And so all those are listed out. And by the time I am all done listing those out, I have a zero balance. So what that means is that if I make $1,000 a month, and I know these numbers aren't probably accurate for most, but just as an example, if I make $1,000 a month, then by the time I'm done listing out all my expenses on my budget, I should have $0 left. That means that I know exactly where every single one of those dollars that's coming in is going to go. And one of the sections on your budget needs to be going to savings, because you need to pay yourself first. So, the beginning of the month, you get paid. Great, you've got $1,000. So you've already created your budget so that you know where everything's going, and hey, I can send $200 of that to myself, and you do that first every month. You send that money over to savings, you start building up your emergency fund, start putting towards investments, whatever you're using that money for, but you pay yourself first. And then as you go out through the month, you just follow your budget. So you don't have to really worry about checking your bank account. You know what the numbers are. And so you come to a situation, you're like, hey, I want to go buy this thing, but guess what? I used up all my blow money last week. I don't have it in the budget. Looks like this is something I need to pass off to next month. And by doing that, you're gaining control over your finances. The opposite side that most people end up finding themselves in is you putting money on a credit card. It doesn't feel like you're spending money. And, by the end of the month, you spent more money than what you actually have. And that puts you at a deficit. That your money is controlling you. You don't have control of your life. And the issue with this is that if you don't have control over your finances, that's just one more aspect of your life that you're not able to manage. When you're working on your finances and you're looking at your long-term goals, whatever they may be, you need to understand that the stress of finances and too much month at the end of your paycheck sort of situation, that can be avoided by doing a zero balance budget. Taking control of your money, being on top of it, being proactive about how your money's spent. And it's also interesting to me because I found that I waste a lot. I like getting a coffee every once in a while, for example, and without a budget, I would probably spend way too much money on coffee. Not only does that not help any of my fitness goals, but it also comes to a situation where I now have spent way too much money on my coffee that an automatic withdrawal comes out for, say, my heating bill, and I don't have the money. So being proactive not only will help protect you from those situations, help you get towards your goals, but also kind of give you some insight on your own life on how you spend money. It will allow you to kind of see where your money is going so that you then can understand a little bit more about yourself and how you spend. When we're talking about regaining control of our lives, this is just one portion of it, but it's a vital step. And I would argue it's one of the first steps because so many times relationships and goals and lots of things in life get strained purely because of financial reasons. So if you can regain control of your finances, tell your money where it's going to go, have a plan set up, be able to pay yourself first, build up a nest egg, that's going to alleviate a lot of stresses. It's going to make a lot of things down the road much easier. And overall, it's going to have a huge impact on your life and give you some more insight on yourself. I would encourage you guys today to go down and take a look at Dave Ramsey's links. His concepts and his ideas and his tools are very useful. And I think it's a great place for anyone to start when you're kind of diving in, trying to regain control of your finances. He's got a lot of other resources outside of just budgeting, but I'll put the link down below for the budget and some information on that because I think he does a very, very good job with explaining that and why it's important. I would encourage you guys today to open up Excel. You can go ahead, look online and download an actual budget template. And that's what I ended up doing. And start putting some numbers in. Put your income in, figure out how much you make. Put in your expenses, what's your mortgage, what's your rent, what's your utilities, phone bill, those sort of things. How much money do you want to set aside for food, for clothes, for nail appointments, for hair appointments, whatever it may be. Even dining out. Just keep listing them and figure out where you're spending your money. And then scale it back if needed. I would encourage you to look at your finances, start there, and regain control. If you guys enjoyed this video and the content, I'm going to be putting out much more as far as tips and tricks to help become the best versions of ourselves. If that's something you guys are interested, I appreciate your support on the video and on the channel. So go ahead and hit the like page and subscribe. You can hit the notification button, and that will notify you when I post some new videos. My goal is to push one out once a week. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Michael from Becoming Giants.